Welcome to Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport. Today, we'll be flying on this beautiful Qatar Airways Airbus A380 in first class. This flight was our first leg of a trip from Bangkok to Zurich via Doha. Originally, both flights were booked in first class, but that changed over some time unfortunately. I'll tell you more about that in the follow-up video of that second flight. We paid 112,500 Avios and 197 euros and 50 cents per person. We transferred credit card points to the Qatar Airways Privilege Club and to British Airways. Avios on your British Airways accounts can be sent to Qatar Airways for free and vice versa. The points were generated with the Austrian American Express Platinum, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and City Premier card. If you're interested in any of these cards, you'll find links in the video description below. After spending 5 wonderful nights at the Conrad Bangkok, we found ourselves at Bangkok International Airport after a 40-minute cab ride. After a quick stop at the tax return booth, we headed to the check-in area where there was a dedicated first-class desk. Naturally, traveling in first class meant we could access the priority lane for security. The fast lane is hidden a bit underneath an escalator, but it's well worth finding it, as you'll save a bunch of time. Suvarnabhumi offers a plethora of lounges for status holders, priority pass holders, and passengers with premium tickets. From my research, the Qatar Airways Lounge was supposed to be the best option for us, and I can tell you right now, it did not disappoint. Split into 2 main sections, a relax and work area and a la carte restaurant, this lounge felt relaxing while being quite crowded during our stay. There is a self-serve buffet on offer, but if you have the time, I would recommend sitting down for a meal and ordering off the menu. The drink menu is quite extensive, with 2 champagnes on offer. In addition, you can also order cocktails from the bar. The dining menu is small, but the quality of the food was excellent. My wife and I both went for the surf and turf and enjoyed it thoroughly. Qatar made sure we knew where we were with this cappuccino, and the espresso martini was the perfect ending to this enjoyable lounge experience. It was quite a long walk to the gate, but there was no escort service of any kind. But the lounge staff warned us about the distance, and so we left early enough so we could leisurely stroll towards our plane. As you expect from flying on the largest passenger plane, there were many people waiting at the gate. There were 2 waiting areas, one for economy, the other for business and first class passengers. When boarding commenced, business class, first class, and status holders were called up to board simultaneously. Once on board the upper deck, we turned left into the first class cabin. First class is laid out in a 2-row 1-to-1 configuration, followed by a huge business class cabin also laid out in 1-to-1. Behind business class, the onboard lounge is located. Welcome to seat 1 Alpha, my home for the next 7.5 hours. It's an open seat design, which is disliked by many, and you can see both privacy dividers on this seat of 1 Echo. The seat is basically a big comfy armchair with a nicely sized entertainment screen in front of it. This is definitely the place to be on this plane. The pre-takeoff service started just fine with my jacket and suitcase being stored for me, but got disrupted due to an illness of another first-class passenger who eventually had to deboard the plane. I ordered the rosé champagne as a welcome drink, and this was accompanied by some cheese and olives. Let's check out the seat in detail, starting with the non-existent air vents and overhead bins. This makes the cabin feel a lot more airy. The IFE screen was a touchscreen, but out of reach while seating. Next to it was a power socket and a mood light. The ottoman can be used as a buddy seat for dining and is equipped with its own seatbelt. The tray table is stored underneath this flap. All windows are equipped with electric blinds. Below, we have the literature cubby with some quick function buttons attached to it. Below that, the left armrest folds up to reveal the IFE remote and water bottle holder. A small reading lamp was integrated into the headrests. The right armrest had some additional buttons for the basic seat controls, but below the flap was the touchscreen seat remote that allows you to fine-tune your seat position in detail. The noise-canceling headphones were also stored here. The privacy divider is controlled electronically and stops you from seeing your neighbor, but not from seeing what's playing on their IFE. The wooden tray table is massive and sturdy. Once deployed, it can be pushed along one axis to make leaving your seat easier. The space beneath the ottoman was large enough for a backpack or shoes. My Remova carry-on suitcase had been stored away by the crew. Behind the IFE screen is a small closet to hang your clothes when you change into the in-flight pajamas. The 3 window shades could be controlled simultaneously or individually and had a dimming and full blackout mode. The first class seat is highly customizable, with the seat remote being able to adjust the leg and headrest, the armrests and seat length, and more. We took off about an hour late due to the ill passenger. If you've ever been in the upper deck of an A380, then you'll know how smooth this takeoff was. At cruising altitude, the crew handed out the in-flight PJs, amenity kit, and the food and drink menus. The mail kit contained the usual eye mask, socks, and earplugs, in addition to some skincare products from Diptyque, and a small bottle of perfume. The female version my wife got came in a different packaging and only had a different perfume. We later discovered that the PJs and amenity kits were identical to the ones available in business class. A Wi-Fi voucher for the whole flight was also a welcomed offering. The headphones didn't blow me away. As usual, I stuck to my AirPods Max, connected via the AirFlight Pro Bluetooth adapter. I took the first opportunity to check out the lavatories and change into the pajamas. There are 2 bathrooms for 8 first-class passengers, which is an exclusive affair indeed. The amount of space inside these restrooms is incredible, especially since Qatar didn't install showers like Emirates or Etihad have. Coat hooks are available for comfortable hanging. All amenities are provided by Diptyque. The sink is enormous, and of course there are cloth hand towels. There is more than enough space to spread out on the counter or the padded bench. The toilet is hidden underneath this flap. Finally, this drawer contains anything you could need to get refreshed during a flight. PJ time. I'm 6'1" or 1.87 m and went for the large size. They're a bit oversized but comfortable nonetheless. When I got back to my seat, the signature lemon mint and some warm nuts were already waiting for me. The rest of the drink list is impressive, with 2 vintage champagnes being the headliners. The food menu had 4 appetizers and 4 mains on offer, with the option of dining whatever whenever you want. My wife and I opted to eat together on her seat. The buddy seat wasn't the most comfortable, but it was a very pleasant experience as a whole. The table was set up beautifully, and we started with a salmon amuse-bouche. We opted for the caviar course that also had balik salmon and was served with toast and blinis. For the main course, I had the short rib in green curry sauce, which was good but nothing too memorable. The huge table meant we had enough room to enjoy our meal together. The downside of the open seat design really showed here, as I was in essence also sitting across from the passengers in seat 2 Echo and Foxtrot. I would recommend the experience if you get the chance, especially if you're both in the window seats. If you like this video so far, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Just 2 clicks of yours really help me and the channel out. Thanks. After dinner, it was time for a nightcap at the bar. We were escorted by a flight attendant and introduced to the staff behind the bar as passengers from first class. The ambiance is nice and the seats were comfortable. Top-notch liquors were on offer, the cocktails we ordered were pretty good, and the barkeeper was entertaining. It was late and time for a nap, so I had the bed made. A mattress pad is added, 2 pillows and a soft duvet completed the setup. Here the open design shines as there is nothing obstructing your legs. I only slept for about an hour and decided to give the IFE a whirl. The touchscreen remote was terrible, super laggy, and I kept selecting things I didn't want to. The entertainment selection was great, and the screen was good in size and quality. I ended up trying the beef tenderloin panini, which was okay. I also ordered a cappuccino and a glass of still water. Regarding the water, the flight attendant said there was a water bottle by my seat and I should drink that. While technically true, I thought this comment was really unnecessary, especially in first class. The coffee, however, was delicious. We landed an hour later than planned and had an 8-hour overnight layover ahead of us. Immigration was separate for premium passengers and therefore a breeze. Once in the terminal, we headed to the infamous escalator that would lead us to our next adventure, the Al Safwa First Class Lounge. I'd seen many videos of this place and the pictures do not do it justice since it's a lot more impressive in person. I had a plan: sleep for 6 hours in one of the bedrooms, take a nice shower and eat some breakfast. But that was a naive plan. We headed to the reception and found out that all rooms were occupied. We were put on the waitlist with an estimate availability for 5 a.m., roughly 5 hours away. A bit bummed, we opted for a shower instead. I was led into the male spa area and got assigned the famous hot tub bathroom. As you can see, the jacuzzi was empty. As the water is replaced after each guest, the staff needs an hour to get the jacuzzi ready if you're interested in trying it. There was enough space for all my stuff and the shower facilities are excellent and equipped with, you guessed it, diptyque products. After our showers, we headed to the a la carte restaurant and enjoyed a nice plate of pasta. After the meal, I was really tired, so we looked around for a place to rest and found the quiet zone of the lounge. Here we found 2 unoccupied rooms with sofas where we could lie down. At around 5 a.m., an employee woke up my wife to tell her that the room was now ready. As we didn't tell everyone where we were, my guess is that all lounge guests are surveilled constantly. The sleeping rooms are full hotel rooms, and this one was aimed for couples but had 2 separate single beds. There was a TV, water, and anything else you could want. The rooms are equipped with its own bathroom and many amenities. Had my plan come together, it would have been amazing to spend a full night's sleep here. But it was also nice to spend just 2 hours in this room. And there's no one to blame since the rooms are provided on a first-come, first-served basis, and we were simply out of luck. Lastly, we gazed upon the impressive water feature before heading out to our next flight, which I will cover in a separate video, so be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. So how would I summarize the Qatar Airways First Class experience? I've flown first class on Lufthansa, Swiss, and Emirates. So this is what I can compare this flight to. This was also my first Qatar flight in over a decade, and the only one in a premium cabin. It's an open secret that Qatar invests heavily in their business class and very little in first. The lounge in Bangkok, the ground experience, the boarding process, amenity kit, pajamas, and onboard bar offerings were identical to business class. And this makes the experience far less exclusive when you compare them to the step up from business to first on the other 3 airlines I just mentioned. The cabin, dining experience, and lounge in Doha were the only first-class exclusive offerings, and I'm not too sure it's worth the premium. I've heard many raving reviews about the excellent service on Qatar, and honestly, it was neither really good nor really bad in our case. I don't regret trying first class, but if I were to fly the same route again, I would save my Avios and fly business instead. If you want to see what Emirates first class is like, then check out this video. With that said, thanks for watching, happy travels, and see you soon.